What's going on, guys? Figured it's been a while since we've just went on the road together. I don't think I've actually taken y'all anywhere since I got the camera. My first vlog I did, I took y'all to McDonald's with me. But this time we're just going for a walk. Got some stuff on my mind, and I feel like I just need to get off my chest because it's very frustrating for me. And it's really kind of a motivating factor in my weight loss journey that I'm going to be taking this year. Trying to get back in shape, trying to, get back into the shape I was in high school. I was in immaculate shape in high school. If I can try to find some pictures, I'll try and post some pictures on my Twitter and my Instagram of when I was in high school. Your boy was looking good, man. But for those of you who know and who've been following my channel since we started back in like March or April, I'm an aspiring actor. I've taken acting classes. I've been in a few local productions and some plays. So I'm serious about trying to break into the acting business, preferably in action films or media, anything of that sort, right? So, I spend my free time when I'm not, watching fight videos or fight movies or working on my own particular projects. I spend my time going online searching for martial arts casting calls and anything that might require martial arts talent, right? And I found this website. It's been really cool. It's been really good. It's called starnow.com. It's basically like your own online talent directory, and you can audition for parts. You can post audition notices. It's been really cool. And I found a couple of them that would at least have the opportunity to show my martial arts talent, whether or not the movie calls for it or not. But a couple of them I've seen potential just in the idea of the project that I could use it to potentially use my martial arts skill. One of them in particular I'm going to talk about is a Christian faith-based action film. They said it was supposed to be an epic Christian drama with action and suspense. I was immediately drawn because I love action. I love everything to do with action, and I love my faith. I am a Christian. I love my faith. So I thought, you know what? This is like a project meant for me. So I send in my stuff. I send in my headshot, my resume, and the martial arts demo reel that is also on this channel. And so they, I send it in and I wait a couple days. Dogs. I wait a couple days. I get an email from the people who posted this particular audition notice, right? And they say, you know what? Your credentials look good. Your talent is good. You have the right features that match the a certain character. Your martial arts is good. They pretty much tell me everything is on point. I just need to lose about 30 pounds before they would be willing to cast me. And I kind of miss the days in show business. I think a really good period for action pieces was the 90s. 90s was really good for action movies, the late 80s all the way through the 90s. Because back then, these people could be some suck-ass actors, but if they could fight, they could be in a movie. One particular person I'm talking about in particular, Jeff Speakman. I love his movies. A couple of them that I think are worth noting is Street Night and The Perfect Weapon. The Perfect Weapon being the more popular of the two. But he was basically written into the movie of The Perfect Weapon. The movie was an idea from his instructor, who his instructor is being noted as the founder of American Karate. His name was Ed Parker, and the founder of the American Kempo system. And the idea came from his instructor, and so they hired a screenwriter to write the movie, and Jeff Speakman was already going to be playing the part. So he didn't know anything about acting. He wasn't that good of an actor. But when he did his fight scenes, it would make you think twice about messing with him. But I miss those days, man. Nowadays, like I stated in one of my other videos, they will hire names that sell, sending through a training course, and then do a little bit of fancy editing to make it look like they know what they're doing, when in actuality they really don't. So that's why I've been spending a lot of time working on my own projects, like my own films. And I've got a lot of really good ideas. And another thing that really pisses me off, though, is this one particular film I've been shopping around for about 6 months now. And everyone I've shopped it to in terms of studios and individual filmmakers, they're like, yo, it's a really dope idea. I'll send them the screenplay. They're like, yo, it's really solid. We could do something with this. I was like, alright. And I've already got some cast in mind, you know, me playing one character and two of my friends playing the other. And they're like, oh, well, y'all ain't professional actors, so we really don't want to use you because, you know, casting your friends is like driving a nail in your own coffin. And I'm like, okay, if you write characters for the character and you cast your friends, I could see that being true. But when you're writing these characters around the people that you have in mind to play them, it's not that bad of an idea. I know this. But I'm still holding on to hope. You know, it's been early. It's still a little bit early, so I'm hoping maybe I can find somebody. One guy in particular, I'm not going to mention any names, but one guy, he sounded really interested. He's like, yo, man, I'd really be on board. I'll help you produce this, blah, blah, blah. We can get it scheduled. We can get it, you know, we can get this thing made in the time frame you're looking at. I was like, alright, sweet. I just need to get my two friends in the area so they can get prepared for their part. And he's like, oh wait, you casted your friends? And I was like, yeah, I wrote the characters around them. And he was like, oh, that makes me change my mind a little bit because y'all don't have any acting experience. I was like, well, I have acting experience and I'm trying to show them what I know. And he's like, well, okay, that's a little bit better. But, you know, he's real quick to offer advice. Oh, well, you need to find somebody to help you make a budget, and you need to raise about $75,000. Okay, we over here in Oklahoma, we am poor folk. We do not have $75,000 just laying around. So he's real quick to say, oh yeah, this is all you need to do, and then we can jump right into it. Only problem with that is I don't even know where to begin to start raising $75,000. You know, crowdfunding doesn't work a lot of the time. And one of my friends who was going to be in this movie, she's also a fellow YouTuber, and she has a bigger following than I do. But I don't want to ask her for that kind of help, you know, to help her raise that money, because I don't want to make it feel like I'm using her, because I do value her friendship a whole lot, and I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I'm using her to get my own personal gain, which I'm really not. I mean, I've thought of a few different ideas, but I just don't think I don't think I could raise that money in enough time, in the time frame that I want to have this shot. So, I mean, I live literally pretty much in the middle of nowhere. The biggest industry we have in this town is cattle. People buy and sell cattle. And I'm not in the cattle, like, my whole family is into the whole cattle thing. I'm not. So, I don't know exactly who to talk to, who I would go to. My family has a whole bunch of money, but they only want to spend it on certain people who are doing good for them. And since I'm not in my cousins show cattle, my brother Luke shows cattle, they're willing to help them out. And I mean, they're even still willing to help out my cousins more because they're blood related. And my mom, my brother, we were married into the family. My mom married into the family. So it's particularly hard for us to do things that we want to do. And I can't go up to anybody in the family like, hey, I need some money for this, because they ain't willing to do it. So, I mean, you can have good ideas all day long, and I have plenty of great ideas for films, for TV shows, for web series, all kinds of stuff going on up in my mind. But without without any funding, all that means nothing. So I'm almost to the point to where if I can get a good enough camera and someone who knows how to edit stuff real nice like, then I'm almost willing to just buy them like minimal equipment and produce it myself. And may not be distributed on DVD that I like I originally wanted, but maybe we can put it on YouTube, which I've seen it work. I've seen it work to where I've seen other people do it like with short films and everything. But I have this plan to be like a full 100, like a full 90-minute feature. Because it's a martial arts based film. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a martial arts film per se, because I think the story would survive without the martial arts aspect. But I do definitely think the martial arts builds on the story, and it gives people the action, because people nowadays in films crave action. So I feel like with us being skilled martial artists, that it would bring an authenticity to it. You know what I mean? So that's just some things that's been bothering me, about the world lately, especially the entertainment world that I'm in. I've been screwed over by so many industries. Acting is now starting to be one of those industries, but that's partially my fault because I was the one that, stopped taking care of myself. So music has just been completely screwed over on me. That's why I don't do labels anymore. For those of y'all that's been looking forward to my music, it's taking a little bit longer now because the label I was with went to record a couple songs, and I recorded them. We had rough mixes. They sounded okay, but they didn't, they weren't like final mixes. And so I left, paid my producer, and he said, all right, you should have these. I got there at like 10 a.m. and I left at like 4:30 or 5. We recorded 2 songs, and they were like, okay, well, we'll have these mixed and mastered and sent to you by tonight. So the night rolls around, they're not in my email. So I call the label and I was like, hey, what's up? They said they'd have me these songs. I'm like, oh, he got busy. He said he'll have them to you tomorrow. Okay, no problem. So I go and I go to bed. I wake up, you know, go about my day. And they're like, and I call and I was like, okay, anything? And they're like, well, we will find out and we'll get back to you. This is probably about noon. I call back 6 p.m. Nobody's answering my phone. No one's answering their phone from my calls. Nobody's answering me at all. I try to hit up the producer on Facebook. He's got me blocked. So I'm getting mad, right? And so I called the label again and I was like, yo, this is messed up. You know, I recorded these songs. I paid for the product. I want my product. And they're like, all right, well, we'll get to the bottom of it. You'll get your product. And so I go to the website of the label to make a complaint anonymously, and they have a deal on their homepage where you can click, and it's like a drop down of upcoming releases. And I took a lot of pride in my name being up there. I go to that drop down, my name is no longer up there. I'm no longer on their artist roster. My album is no longer on their releases. So they basically dropped me from my label without it even me knowing. So I was like, you know what, whatever. So went through a lawsuit, got the rights to my songs. So now I've put together a group independently, and we're just gonna go record some stuff and do stuff our own way using these songs that I wrote. So hopefully I can get my career back on track again. And I just want to thank you guys for sticking with me, because you guys, I mean, you guys are the reason I wake up every morning. I love doing these videos for you guys. I love talking to you guys. So I really want to give back to you guys, but at this point I just don't know how, with my career going the way it is. But anyways, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. I'll hit you back up before I go to work tonight, maybe give y'all some updates. But it's your boy Braden White. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Later.